A very good evening and a warm welcome to the 1149th episode of KK Med Talk themed Baro Buddies. And today's theme for our discussion is Baro Champ. Now, what is this Baro Champ? I think all of us have heard this saying, the child is the father of man. But if we actually look at कि ये कहाँ से originate हुआ है ये saying child is the father of man, तो हम देखें तो ये कोई नई saying नहीं है. This is almost 200 years old, and this was first time described by a famous poet, William Wordsworth, in his famous poem, My Heart Leaps Up. पर आज की डेट में 200 years later जब ये बोला गया था, I think this has become really true. I think today's generation of children know much more many things than what our generation knows. So today's theme is Baro Champ, and I think it's a very, very important initiative to involve the younger generation of our today's community in the war against obesity. So it is my proud privilege and pleasure to welcome our Baro Champ for today.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Arif Kalra. And I think thank you so much for taking out time despite your busy school schedules of studies and also talking about your playtime, but you have really spared time to discuss with us your thoughts on this very, very important topic of obesity. But just before we start, Arif, could you just share some things about yourself, from which class, which school, where you're from, what your hobbies are, and let our audience know about you.
So, I am from Hyderabad. I study in Chirek International School in 6th grade. My hobbies are playing basketball, tennis, and robotics.
Lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. And before we start, I think what is really catching my attention is your dress for today, and that is very well fitting the theme of our discussion. And there are already so many people who are logged in and they're wanting to connect with you. Thank you for joining, Kriti, Manoj, Swapna, Dr. Sanjay Kalra, and he's mentioning that Hyderabad is his favorite city. But Arav, what is so special about your dress?
So, my dress has come from Spain. It's a basketball dress.
Wow. So I think there we get the first message for all of us. And I think the very important aspect of physical activity at younger age, not only for obesity, not only for osteoporosis, but in general for health, I think is very, very important. And thank you, Arif, for leading that by having this, dress for today. So let's start our discussion. I think the audience is really, really keen. And you see the comments have already started to pour in. We also have Dr. Arnav who's joined us. And let us start with the first question and the first discussion point. And I'm going to pick your brains, and feel free to say anything that you feel is right or wrong based on your decision, because that is what really is important for us as doctors, but also for all the listeners, policymakers, and all of us who want to learn from you, because we cannot be in the situation where you are. So, Arav, thank you again for joining. And let me start my first question to you. And, we all sometimes do well in life. हमारे जब हम स्कूल में थे तो हमारे भी एग्जाम्स होते थे और उसमें कई बार हमारे अच्छे मार्क्स आते थे. We used to do well. So we often think we should celebrate. We often go for a treat. But treat means eating out, maybe gaining some calories, gaining weight. So, Arav, can you suggest to our audience some ways in which you can celebrate whatever victory you've achieved at your age? But is there a healthy way of celebrating apart from just eating out? What are your thoughts?
Hanji, so if we take my example, whenever I do well in any field, my parents take me to the trampoline park, which is a type of amusement park, or they buy me DIY kits because I love tinkering and robotics.
Lovely. And I think I've been to this one wonderful trampoline area in Hyderabad, and it is so huge and so big. And even adults really enjoy jumping on that, and it can be really fun and it can be good physical activity as well. So, clear message Arif is leaving us with is that not all celebrations mean eating out, and there are healthier ways of celebrating. We can all follow the example of going to a trampoline park, talking about robotics. And let's move on to our second question. And I think this is something which has happened rapidly after COVID. You know, before COVID, everybody used to go to school, everybody used to, do that physical activity of going to school. But COVID के बाद क्या हुआ है कि we had online classes का system, and even as of today, even for my daughter, अगर school बंद होता है for बारिश, the message will come कि log in online for your classes. तो screen time काफी बढ़ गया है. So how can we reduce screen time, Arav? आप क्या बोलेंगे?
There are multiple ways to reduce screen time. One is you can put schedules or specific periods so that the child doesn't exceed its time. For me, it's after I finish all my classes and homework, I can watch TV for some period of time, and on Sundays I can also watch screen, but I have a condition that I have to complete all my work.
Okay. Lot of messages coming in there. पहले तो हम एक we can definitely put kind of a tab as to how much screen time we should watch, and I think current day iPads and tablets are very good in giving those reminders. अच्छे से reminder हो जाता है, सिर्फ आपको नहीं, आसपास सबको पता लग जाता है कि घंटी बज गई है, मतलब your screen time is over. But what Arif is also telling us, ये मतलब first we should finish all the work and then go for our tablet. And I think that is also something which can really help us, limit the screen time. And baki cheeze bhi dekhiye, it's not only the tablet and phone, but television is also probably a bigger screen. You're watching from a distance rather than, glaring rays right in front of your eyes. Let's move on to another dimension of talk. And I think all of us as children do enjoy one very important thing in school is, you know, going to our school canteen. और many times school canteen में खाना काफी unhealthy होता है, but I think there could be some healthy options जो बच्चों को अच्छे लगते हैं. So Arav, from your insight, what would you say 4 or 5 food items you think that many children would like, and if they are kept in school canteens would be healthy?
So I think children would like protein bars, fruit salads, dry fruit mix, roasted cheese, and maybe if we get lucky, they would like potato balls which are not fried.
Wow, how can potato balls be not fried?
Like they can be air fried or steamed.
Wow. I never knew that answer when I was your age because there was no air fryer in my time. Steamed potato, yes, possibly would have been an option, but never really made possible. But yes, I think a very clear message to all the school principals, school heads, and educationalists that it's not always important to keep non tasty food as the healthy food in the canteen. There could be things that children like, and we could take a survey. But as Arif is telling us, there could be steamed and air fried options which could still taste quite healthy. And apart from that, the other options, as you mentioned, about milkshakes and protein bars, yes, if children like it, roasted cheese sounds good, and nuts are definitely very filling and healthy. So yes, there could be options of having good food in the school canteen. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. तो एक हमारा डाइट की वजह से वेट बढ़ता है, पर दूसरा फिजिकल एक्टिविटी से वेट कम हो सकता है. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ वेट, एंड आई सी द ऑडियंस हैज जॉइंड. बिमला कपूर मैडम इज सेइंग गुड इवनिंग टू यू, एंड आल्सो वी हैव रामजी अग्रवाल, वो आपको नमस्कार बोल रहे हैं. वी आर आल्सो talking about trampoline parks are fun. So it's not only you, but a lot of people find it to be good fun. And people are complimenting your dietary advice, Arav. So well done so far. So let's talk about physical activity. And school hours में हमारे physical activity periods होते हैं. All schools have it. But what is the main limitation of doing good physical activity after school hours? जब हम घर आ जाते हैं तो क्यों इतना physical activity नहीं करते आजकल बच्चे?
So for children, the main limitations are too much homework, frequent exams, many projects, etc. And for adults, it may be office work, or they have to take care of something. They have to go to an urgent office thing.
Absolutely. Right now, I got a call, say half an hour before, to come to the hospital to do some work. And then, if that was my walking time, it would totally go haywire. So, absolutely right, Arav. So, there are, limitations. Our work pressures have increased so much. कि मतलब we have to finish our projects, and nowadays some schools will have exams every week. आपके exams कितने frequent होते हैं?
My exams happen about every month or 2 months.
All right. Chalo, that's still better, but I know some schools, at least in Delhi, they have every Monday exam. So I feel the whole time is ruined because, every weekend you'll be, not really enjoying but studying. But really important points. So कई बार coaching, कई बार health projects, कई बार दूसरे type के projects, science project, ये वो सब कर करा के there is hardly any time left. But I think also what is important is कि, a lot of people in this generation don't go out. अगर आपके सारे बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स बाहर खेलने आएंगे तो यू वुड रियली वांट टू स्पेंड टाइम विद देम. सो काफी लोग नहीं आते हैं और जगहें भी बहुत कम है. व्हेन आई वाज अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड वी यूज्ड टू हैव लार्ज पार्क्स in and around our house, but that's no longer there in many places these days. So very very important points you're giving us. And there are questions coming which are asking you कि I eat sweets if I want to lose weight. Can I eat sweets? Is that a sensible question?
No, you cannot eat sweets as they're rich in oil and they have too much fats. But yes, if you really want to, you can eat it once or
All right.
once a week or once a month.
Excellent answer. And I think the best of nutritionists in the country or in the world would give the very same answer, Arav. Because, yes, what is important is portion control. देखिए हम मना तो कुछ नहीं करेंगे बट खाइए बट लिमिट में खाइए और पोर्शन देके खाइए एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली what Arav is telling, and there are compliments also pouring in, Arav, for you for your answers. But let's keep our discussion going. I think we spoke of diet, we spoke of physical activity, but एक और जो important component है हमारे good health के लिए is sleeping. And when I was a child, I would probably sleep maybe at 8 p.m. or latest by 9 p.m. But आजकल children really go late to bed. But Arav, how would you propose to the younger generation, how they should sleep early? What should be your tips to them?
My tip is eat your dinner early and get in bed as early as possible so that your eyes will shut down earlier and you will go to sleep fast.
Great. And a very, very important tip. अगर आपको, you have to have a good sleep. You have to have your dinner early. In my practice, a lot of patients will ask me कि क्या करना चाहिए for, good sleep. And I would tell them three things. Have an early dinner, have a walk after dinner, which can be, even at home, even for 20 to 30 minutes, and no screen time after dinner. So no TV and no mobile after dinner. Book पढ़िए, newspaper पढ़िए, जो भी screen का काम है पहले कर लीजिए, but after dinner there should be no screen. So you will sleep very well. But very good points, Arav. And again, there are compliments pouring in for you from Kanisha ji, and they are saying great advice. But somebody is asking, can we still have a pizza if you still want to lose weight? What is your answer, Arav? Pizza के लिए advice.
We can't have pizza regularly, but we can have it once a month.
Okay, so regular is a very good answer. Regular can be once a year, once in 2 years, but Arav is very liberal and he's saying once a month. तो ठीक है मनोज जी, आप खा सकते हैं once a month. Dr. Arav or Arav has given that permission. But yes, again, portion size control is important. Doesn't mean that you have to finish an extra large full pizza. You can probably take a slice and make sure that you burn out your calories otherwise. But great. So let's keep our discussion going. And, many times we discussed about not eating out as part of celebration, but these days, there's so much of Swiggy, Zomato. We have a lot of favorite things to eat out, like eating pizzas and burgers. And I think it's not important to stop eating them, but definitely frequency and portion size ko control karna is really, really important. Arav, let me ask you about a saying: an apple a day keeps the doctor away. You believe in that?
Yes, I have heard it, but I don't follow it because my Bade Papa is a doctor and I don't want to be away from him. But yes, we should follow this.
So that's
And
such a cute answer, and I love it. And yeah, if all the doctor families would follow it, then they would have to stay away from their families. So I agree, this applies to non-doctor families. Sarah was saying that yes, you can follow it, but which are the fruits do you like the most? And do you think fruits are healthy? What is your thought?
my favorite fruits personally are mango and pear.
Mm-hmm.
And fruits are very healthy for you as they're very rich in vitamins and minerals which help your body grow and be better.
Absolutely. So we need all the vitamins and minerals that are required for the body, and fruits is the richest source, as you rightly said. And yes, fruits do provide us good fiber, so it really helps to improve our bowel and gut health. So yes, having fruits regularly is a good habit, but again, excess of everything is not good. So I'm not going to say you eat only fruits or a lot of fruits, but yes, one portion size of fruits is a must. I would say juices are not the best way to have the fruit क्योंकि उसमें वो फाइबर सारा निकल जाता है. But yes, having one fruit a day is good, and we can all follow the advice that Arif is giving. I too love mangoes and pears. Right. हमने fruits की बात करी, हमने diet की बात करी, and again there are so many questions coming up, and Kriti is asking you, should we exercise in the morning, evening, or night? What would
I
you
would
choose?
say we should exercise in the morning and the evening, as in the night everyone is tired after their daily ritual, so many people are not able to exercise.
Okay, so others advice in morning and evening, and night mein thoda problem hai. But what I would say more important is to exercise every day. In my clinical practice, most of the patients don't go for exercise at all. So I think पहले मैं चॉइस दूंगा कि आप जरूर करिए एक्सरसाइज जब भी कर सकते हैं. उसके बाद जब कर रहे हैं तो यस, मॉर्निंग वॉक इज वेरी गुड. द फ्रेश एयर इन द मॉर्निंग इज डेफिनेटली वेरी वेरी रिफ्रेशिंग. और आई वुड से व्हेनेवर यू हैव द टाइम, बट व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज रेगुलरिटी. आप एक दिन 5 किलोमीटर करेंगे और दूसरे दिन बिल्कुल नहीं करेंगे, उससे ज्यादा फायदा नहीं होगा. But again, a lot of compliments pouring in for you, Arav, for your advice, and I think you've been a champ so far. But let's take the discussion further. We've talked about diet, exercise, we're talking about fruits, but I think another important aspect of good health is good water intake. तो आप कितना पानी पीते हो एक दिन में?
In one day मैं 3 लीटर पीता हूँ और स्कूल में मैं 1 लीटर का पानी बॉटल कैरी करता हूँ सो it's hydrating and I also can drink water.
Right, sorry, I think I lost connection. But yes, as we were discussing, water is important. और एक दिन में आप कितना पानी carry करते हो school, and what are your tips that you would say that it's important for children at your age to remain hydrated during the school? What all can they do?
So to school I carry a one liter bottle
Hmm.
and our PE sir also tells us to drink water when it's too sunny or during periods so that we don't get dehydrated. And we should not drink aerated drinks because they cause dehydration, not hydration.
All right. I think a lot of good points coming in there. So I think drinking water is a very good habit. I think all of us who are listening, irrespective of wherever and whatever we do, I think 6 glasses of water is something bare minimum that we have to. And if you're going to school, we can all follow our advice to take at least a 1 liter bottle to school. Drink before and after your PT classes, especially during sunny days. We don't want to get dehydrated. Another very important tip that Arav is giving all of us is to make sure we drink, water, but not aerated drinks because they carry a lot of empty calories, a lot of sugars. And any guess, Arav, how many sugars would one glass of Coca-Cola have? Just a guess. Take a guess. You may
Uh, 600 grams of sugar.
600 grams to आधा किलो से भी ज़्यादा है. But yes, six I will take. There could be 6 spoons of sugar, 6 tablespoons of sugar at times in some of these aerated drinks, and which could be very, very large amounts and could be much more. Right. So, Arab, what is special coming up in the next 2 days? What is special on 14th of November?
On 14th of November, it's World Diabetes Day.
All right. Is it Children's Day as well?
Yes, it is also Children's Day.
What is your school doing on Children's Day?
On Children's Day, the school asks us to dress up and they give us good food,
All right.
suppose ice
So,
cream or popcorn.
right. But do you have any idea why do we celebrate Diabetes Day? So for all our audience who've logged in today, yes, there is, 14th of November is in commemoration of not only the Children's Day, which where we celebrate Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's birthday, but then we also have the World Diabetes Day. And let's hear from Arav if he knows why is 14th November called the World Diabetes Day.
14th November is called World Diabetes Day to celebrate the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, who was the co-inventor of insulin, a life-saving treatment for diabetes. And
Absolutely, and it's yeah, Bolia.
and this year's theme for World Diabetes Day is diabetes and well-being, mainly focus on diabetes and the workplace.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Arav, for that very brilliant answer. Yes, it's been more than 100 years that we have insulin. It was life saving. Jab we did not have insulin at that point, people were not living well because of diabetes. But ever since insulin was discovered, a big thank you to Sir Frederick Banting, but also there were other scientists, McLeod and Best, who also worked together to get insulin first time use in clinical practice. But then I think we really commemorate this World Diabetes Day every year on 14th of November in memory of Sir Frederick Banting's birthday, as Arif has very clearly told. But I think another very important message Arif has told is the theme for this year's World Diabetes Day. It's about diabetes and well-being, but diabetes at the workplace. तो चाहे हम स्कूल में हो या हम ऑफिस जाते हैं या हम क्लिनिक में जाते हैं या जहाँ पे भी रहते हैं घर पे भी रहते हैं आई थिंक it is important to make sure how we make our environment more friendly for better health, for better diabetes management, and for better weight. And I think we've really learned very good tips today from Arav as to how our younger generation can be Baro champs leading from the front with their innovative ideas as to how we can manage all these non-communicable disorders like obesity and diabetes. Arav, you've been fantastic today. You have really given us very quick, very important points. I think just for the audience, maybe I could summarize very briefly what all we've learned from Arav today. The first thing I learned from Arav is the costume that he's wearing, and he's wearing a Spanish basketball dress, leaving a message. All of us should do some sport or the day, some sport, one or the other, every day. And that is something that we can learn. What I also have learned from discussion from Arav is that we all celebrate, but all celebrations need not be just eating out. It could be going to movies, could be going for a trampoline, kind of a bungee jumping that all of us could enjoy. We have to consciously reduce our screen time. We could do that by fixing the amount of time that we are going to watch on screen, but also make sure that we do the screen time only after finishing our day's work. I've also talked about some healthy food items that could be available in our school canteens, and not everything should be deep fried. We could use the latest technology of air fryers, is what I suggested, in addition to the other healthy options of nuts or using, things like protein shakes and bars. But also, what Araf has told us about good physical activity, how this is important not only in school but even after school hours. Importance of sleep was also highlighted. Araf is told to have early dinner, and I think early dinner, he says that our eyes will shut down earlier, and I think this is something, a very important message that all of us can follow. Favorite things to eat out, and again, the important point is portion control. There were a lot of questions asking about, whether we can eat pizza, whether we can eat this sweets. But yes, what Araf has told us, you eat, but you eat consciously and you eat less. Apple a day keeps the doctor away, exceptions in doctor families, but yes, one fruit a day is good. Arab likes mango and pears, and one fruit a day is a good habit. 6 glasses of water is good. Again, Arav has taught us he's taking 1 liter bottle every day to school. All of us can make sure that our workplace we do take a good water bottle. And last but not the least, we're just nearing today's 12th of November. On 14th of November, we have the World Diabetes Day and the World Children's Day. And this year's theme for World Diabetes Day is talking about uh, diabetes, focusing in the workplace, and diabetes and well-being. But I think, Arav, you can see the number of compliments you have got from a whole lot of people who have really enjoyed listening to you. You are truly a champ. A big thank you to all of our people who've joined. Thank you, Kathy, Kanisha, Dr. Suresh Shukla, Dr. Sanjay, Swapna, Ramji Agarwal, Manojji, Kriti, and everybody else who's joined. Thank you, Arav. Can we have a certificate for Master Arav Kalra, our Baro Champ for today? Thank you, Arav, for joining us. This certificate is for you. And we look forward to our next Baro Buddy session next Wednesday. But Arav, truly, you are a champ, and my salute to you for joining us today. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.